Look at me, like all like tech savvy and whatnot, right? New year, new me, I guess. The only thing that I need to perfect is my camera going in and out of focus. Genuinely, I think that that's because of my camera itself. It's not because of something that I'm doing. So yeah. I have like so many things that are going on right now. I have a new setup. Super exciting. Y'all are gonna see into my closet. It's whatever. I was gonna try and like do something so you guys couldn't see that, but it is what it is. What's up, you guys? It's Katie, and welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, hi, hey, welcome. For those who have been here, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today, we are going to be doing my long overdue and long awaited 2025 tier ranking video. Listen, okay, I know that I haven't uploaded my September and October reading wrap up, and I also haven't uploaded my November and December reading wrap up. There is a reason. There's a reason. I want you guys to know that I did record those videos. Okay, I did. However, I messed up. I messed up because I got a desktop computer and I ended up getting Final Cut with my computer. So I was trying to transfer all of my stuff from iMovie, which is what I was using previously, onto Final Cut. I accidentally deleted all of the files that were on my iMovie. So yeah, I crashed out a little bit over it, but it's fine. That's why those videos never went up. I apologize. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that I didn't forget about those. I'm not going to refilm those and I'm not going to re-edit those because both of them took me a really long time and that's not something that we're moving forward. We're moving forward with the new year. No looking back except for this video because we're doing our tier ranking, but whatever. As you can tell by the title, we are here to do my tier ranking video for all of the books that I read in 2025. I believe I read 82 books, if I remember correctly. Yes. I think. Let's check my Goodreads just in case. I read 82 books according to Goodreads in 2025. I read 32,760 pages. The shortest book that I read was The Housemaid's Wedding. That was 76 pages. It's also a novella. And the longest book that I read was Alchemized by Senlin Yu, which is 1,030 pages, which I'm not surprised at either of those because it totally makes sense. Alchemized is a quite lengthy book for those who haven't read it yet. But yeah, if you guys aren't following me on Goodreads or Fable, go check those out. It's always linked in the description of my videos. Whatever, enough yapping. We're just gonna get into all of the books that I read in 2025. If you guys are hoping for like an in-depth video of me actually talking about all of these books, I'm sorry, you're gonna be let down. There's 82 books here. I'm not gonna go over 82 books with you guys in depth. We're just gonna be putting them into different tiers. But yeah, anyways, let's get into the tiers that I'm gonna be ranking these in, okay? Number one, we have Pretty Sure I Levitated. Pretty Sure I Levitated. Yeah, my feet were off the ground. I was flying high in heaven, knock on wood, but there was something in there that just levitated my soul, you know? Super great books, 6-star reads, 5-star reads. You should read them if they're in this category. The next tier that we have is Bring in the Dancing Lobsters, which is pretty self-explanatory. These are fantastic, fantastic reads, and I would recommend them. They weren't 5-star reads or 6-star reads, but they were like a solid 4-star. You probably will enjoy it if you pick it up. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. We're celebrating because it's a great book. Okay. Amanda Show. Aye. Then we have Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. These are books that you don't know if you're going to make it across and be very thankful that you went across and took that risk, or you're going to be plummeting to your death and really regretting the fact that you got on a tightrope to begin with. You know what I'm saying? It's a hit or a miss. Are you going to like them? Who knows? Are you going to love them? Probably not, honestly, but you're going to be thankful that you got to the end and it's going to be like, wow, that was a really cool experience. Thank you. Probably never going to do that experience again, but grateful for that opportunity. My dog. Okay, sorry, I had to get up for a second because my dog just came in and wanted to play, per usual. She likes to come up around this time. I think that I covered the Tiptoeing on a Tightrope, but the next tier that I have is Forbidden Fruit. These are books that I'm telling you right now, don't waste your time on it. I'm telling you right now not to eat the damn apple, but we all know how the story goes. You're probably going to end up eating the apple anyway and live to regret it, so proceed at your own risk, but don't say I didn't warn you, alright? And then we have It Ain't Clockin' Skeeter. These are books that I don't get. These are probably books that you've heard me roast on the internet or on my other past videos without any regard for anyone else's feelings. But yeah, these are like books that I really, really strongly say don't waste your time. Obviously, you can read whatever you want. I'm just trying to tell you my opinion. Okay, so my video, my opinion. But yeah, those are all of the tiers, so let's get into putting them into the categories. How about that? I think that there were books that I DNF'd last year that I haven't included in this video. I think that I DNF'd an Agatha Christie book, and I also DNF'd The Fourth Magnolia Parks. Oh wait, and I DNF'd another mystery book from Lisa Jewell, I think. I don't know, I don't remember. I'll put them on the screen for you, but yeah. Just a heads up, these aren't in the order that I read them, for those that care. I put them in order when I was saving all of these photos, and then when I uploaded it onto this platform, I think that it just mixed it all up, so I don't know. It looks like it just kind of moved everything around, which is fine, whatever. Okay, the first book that we have is Bunny by Mona Awad. I actually really liked this one. I feel like it should be in Tiptoeing on a Tightrope if I'm doing a general consensus, but I kind of feel like I should put it in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters because I did like this one. Oh, I don't know. Okay, for right now, we're gonna put it on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope, but it might move. I might move it. We'll see. We'll see how it lines up with the other ones. Okay, I need to not move. Sorry, I need to not move my thing. It was a good 3-star read, I think. I don't think that I gave it 4 stars. Maybe I did. I don't know, I don't remember. Okay, next up we have Cuddy by Scott Muschetti, or Kid Cudi, aka it is his memoir. This one... Oh my gosh, am I gonna roast this? Okay, people don't like when you rate memoirs. Oh my god, that just moved. My bad. People don't like when you rate memoirs, but low-key... Oh, this one hurts. I kind of feel like it should be in Forbidden Fruit. I'm sorry. I know. I love Kid Cudi. I love his music. I love him. But this one, I feel like it's a hit or a miss, but I also don't know if I would go out of my way to recommend it necessarily. Like, after some time, I just don't know if it's that great of a memoir. I don't know. Y'all. I just don't think that it should be on the same token as Bunny, which is why it's in Forbidden Fruit. Am I gonna mess up my rankings? I don't know. Okay, then we have A Man Called Ove, which definitely is going in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. I really enjoyed this one. This book makes you feel emotions, okay? It's very cute, very wholesome. Great quotes in here. I loved this book. I wouldn't put it as Pretty Sure I Levitated, but it's close. It's close. It's close. It's definitely my favorite Frederick Bachman read that I've read so far. Next up, we have All Roads Lead to Here, which I'm also gonna put in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. I did enjoy this one a lot. I think that Mariana Zapata is fantastic at writing slow burn romances as well as grumpy sunshine romances, and this one was fun. I liked that there was a outdoorsy aspect to it. We're gonna put it there. It wasn't Pretty Sure I Levitated. It was a pretty good book. Bring them in. Bring them out. Bring them out. Okay, and then we have ACOTAR, number 1. Some of you guys already know this, but I did read ACOTAR for the first time last year. I know, it's been a long time coming. I was literally waiting for the hype to die down before I picked it up because I didn't want that much expectation going into it. The hype was not dying down anytime soon, so I was like, girl, it's time. It's time. Let's start. ACOTAR number 1, though. Ooh, girl. Where do I put it? ACOTAR number 1, I feel like should either be in Forbidden Fruit or Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. Because it was like good, sure, but I think that I had way more expectations for the series, and since this is the first book, I was like, this is what everyone's hyped about, but trust the process, right? We all know to trust the process, okay? I'm gonna put it in for, we're gonna do Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. No. Oh god, why does this keep moving? We're gonna do Forbidden Fruit, I think. No. Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably gonna regret putting all of these. This is what I'm going with my gut right now. Future me is probably gonna be like, girl, why did you put that there? But it is what it is. Next up, we have A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This book, surprisingly, I'm actually gonna also put it in Forbidden Fruit. You would think that I would put it in It Ain't Clockenkeeter, but I actually do think there's great quotes in here, and I think that Hanya is a phenomenal writer. I just genuinely would never recommend this to people because of the takeaway specifically, and because it kind of, you know, sexualizes toxic things. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it in Forbidden Fruit. I feel like people are probably gonna read this even if I tell you not to, but if you do read it, know your trigger warnings, look them up beforehand, know that you're loved, you're valued, you're appreciated, and you have a purpose, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel despite what this book is portraying. Next one, our first It Ain't Clockenkeeter, Atomic Habits. Absolutely not. Sorry. Hot take, no hesitation whatsoever, it ain't Clock and Skeeter. I don't like this book. I don't think this book is worth nearly, like literally, this book is not worth the hype that it's getting. It's a very classic cookie cutter sales pitch nonfiction book that gets a lot of hype on the internet, probably from people who don't actually read nonfiction, but I don't need to rant about it. You guys already know my thoughts if you've seen my other videos, so yeah. It ain't Clock and Skeeter. It won't ever be clocking. You can pass and find a way better self-help book if you want to change your habits, okay? AKA David Goggins. Okay, next up we have all of the ACOTARs. So this is, well, let's go in order. Okay, let's go in order. This is the second book. We have Court of Mist and Fury. This one, also, it ain't Clock and Skeeter. I'm sorry. There was like maybe a couple of chapters that saved this book for me, but this one was pulling teeth. Like the first book for me was better than the second book, and the second book gets so much hype. I don't know. This one was just very chaotic and very random. Not my favorite. And on that note, we have ACOWAR, or A Court of Wings and Ruin. We already know that I pretty sure I levitated with that one. Pretty sure, pretty confident to report that I did in fact levitate. My soul left my body. I was screaming, crying, throwing up. Fantastic book. Definitely worth every ounce of hype. That book literally made me realize the hype with ACOTAR. 100% one of my favorite books of last year. For sure. Okay, then we have the fourth ACOTAR book, which is technically a novella, so it's technically 3.5, not 4, but I'm sure you guys know that already. Anyways, this one is A Court of Frost and Starlight. This one was cute. Like, it's a cute little book. There was a really weird spice scene in this, if I remember correctly. Like, I think that I remember a really weird spice scene with this. I'm gonna put it on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope, because I feel like people, well, oh, I kind of like this one though. I kind of want to put it in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters, because you get to see different, do I put it in there? No. Oh, I don't know where to put it, you guys. We're gonna do Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. Well, Bunny's, okay. No. Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna overthink it. For right now, it's gonna stay in Tiptoeing on a Tightrope because I liked it, and I like that we got different point of views, but there was a lot of spice in here, and there was also a really weird spice scene. But overall, I really did like this book, so maybe it should go up. I don't know. I might move these two. I'm so indecisive. Okay, let's move on. Next up, we have A Court of Silver Flames, which is the last book of ACOTAR, or book number 4, technically the 5th book that I read. This one is Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. Unpopular opinion, I know. This one has way more, talk about spice, this book has way more spice. For those who haven't read the series or haven't read this book yet, there's a lot of spice in here. It's a different point of view than all of the other books. I guess technically you start getting a different point of view in Frost of Starlight, but yeah, I actually really like this one. It's an unpopular opinion. I know you guys are probably gonna be like, girl, what are you talking about? But this one was really good as well. And so yeah, that's gonna be Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. Wait, now I feel bad that Mist and Fury, like wasn't bad. I just don't get the hype with it. I think that was a hot take. I might move that. Oh, I don't know. No, we're gonna stick with my gut. Next up, we have As Good as Dead, which I'm actually gonna go in order. We're gonna skip around a little bit. We're gonna get a little crazy. Here. We're gonna grab Good Girl, Bad Blood, which is the second book in the series, for those who haven't read it before. This is the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, which is a young adult thriller. I feel like everyone knows that, but if you don't know that, I suppose now you do. Good Girl, Bad Blood, I would say Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. This one was fun. Yeah. No. What am I doing? I don't know if I like how these are placed. Good Girl, Bad Blood, I literally don't know if I should put it in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters or Tiptoeing on a Tightrope, because it was good, it wasn't as good as the other ones that are up here. We're gonna do Tiptoeing on a Tightrope down here. Bunny, I'm gonna move. We're gonna move Bunny to Bring in the Dancing Lobsters, I think. I don't know. This is probably gonna piss people off because, no, let's just put it back down. Let's put it back down. Let's chill out. I just feel like it shouldn't be, should I put another? My thing keeps moving. I don't know if I should make a 6th category or not. I'm getting so indecisive. I can't overthink it. We're not gonna overthink it. This might rage bait you, but yeah, I'm gonna put those there. Good Girl, Bad Blood was entertaining. It was good. It wasn't as good as the first book, but it was a solid 4-star, so maybe it should be up here. Sure, we're gonna put it up there. As Good as Dead though, Forbidden Fruit. Or we're gonna put Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. It wasn't bad, wasn't good. It was a 3-star for me, and it wasn't that enjoyable. It honestly felt repetitive of the other books, so we're just gonna do that. Next up, we have Funny Story by Emily Henry. I think I remember roasting this book back when I read it. I love the cover of it, and this book wasn't absolutely terrible, but it wasn't my favorite. I'm gonna put it as Forbidden Fruit, because I think a lot of people like it. I just personally, it wasn't my favorite. I actually really didn't like it though. Whatever. I might move that one as well. Sorry if I'm rage baiting you right now, but yeah. Definitely better now. I'm gonna say Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. I really like this one. This is a literary fiction. I feel like this one has not gotten any hype whatsoever. I don't even know if people know about this book, but it's about a 20-something who is struggling with addiction, and it's really good, and she's trying to date again. Super relatable. So yeah, I like that one. Bring in the Dancing Lobsters for sure. Next up, we have Inside Out by Demi Moore, which is also gonna be in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. I really enjoyed this one. Okay, Good Girl, Bad Blood needs to be pulled down. Yeah. No, I don't know. What? I feel like I need to make a 6th category. Can I do that? Oh, add row below. I think I can. What should we name it? I don't know what to name this one. I'm so bad at being like creative on the spot. I have to we're gonna make that blue. I feel like we should name it Successful Landing. Oh my god, why is that not centered? That's going to piss me off. Do I want to be creative right now? Let's do Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope. Congrats. Okay, perfect. These are going to be the books that I have high faith that you're going to make it across the tightrope for. I'm going to move Bunny up, and we're going to move Good Girl, Bad Blood down. Do we want to bring A Court of Silver Flames down? Girl, I feel like I just don't have enough. This is just hard. I feel like these two, yeah, we're going to move these two down there. That's better. I think that I'm more confident with that. I don't know. We'll see. But yes. Sure, that's how it's gonna be. I still don't know if I like all of these. Why did my mouse just get so big? Okay, yeah, I think that that's gonna be a little bit better. I still not confident about what's in here right now, so I might move those around. Definitely better now. I don't know if it should be next to these two. Should these two be in Pretty Sure I Levitated? Oh my god, I'm overthinking it. Whatever, let's move on. I might rearrange those again, but for right now, whatever. Next up, we have Addicted for Now, which is the 3rd book in the Addicted Calloway Sister series by Kristen Becker Ritchie, and this one, this one's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna put it into Forbidden Fruit. I didn't really like this one. This was dragged out for a really long time, and I don't think that it's really worth the hype. I still like the first book the best. The second book was good. This book let me down. And I'm excited for the Calloway Sister series. This one was just weird. There was also a really triggering scene in this that just came out of left field, and I did not like that whatsoever. So yeah, Forbidden Fruit, wouldn't really recommend it. I wouldn't recommend this book on its own, but I would recommend the series still, and obviously you have to read that book if you want to continue with the series. So whatever, but I'm gonna rate it as if it was just singularly that book. Then we have Better Than the Movies. This one, Pretty Sure I Levitated. Pretty sure my little inner child from years ago levitated. This was so cute, so wholesome. One of my favorite reads for sure. Loved this book. It reminded me a lot of the show Pen 15, which is no longer a show, but it was on Hulu for a little bit. Very nostalgic, very funny, quirky, and yeah, definitely worth all of the hype. And it made me want to read all of Lynn Painter's books, even though I'm, a little bit too old to be reading YA romance. It's more of a nostalgic feeling for me, not because I'm wanna be these kids in love, it's more oh, that's cute. There were a lot of references that I could relate to, so I thought that it was really cute. Moving on. Then we have My Body by M. Rata, or Ratajkowski, or Ratajkowski, however you say her name. She is a Victoria's Secret model. I'm just realizing that some of these books you guys haven't even heard me talk about before, because I didn't end up posting my September and October reading wrap-up, but this was one of those books. Super great. This is a celebrity memoir. Bring in the Dancing Lobsters for sure. I low-key kind of want to put it in Pretty Sure I Levitated, but we're gonna put it and bring in the Dancing Lobsters because it's definitely worth the hype that it gets on the internet, and it's a really good celebrity memoir. And y'all, you guys know that I always roast celebrity memoirs, but these two, Inside Out and My Body, definitely worth the hype and definitely good celebrity memoirs that I would recommend. So yeah, I kind of want to bring it into Pretty Sure I Levitated, but no, we're gonna keep it in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters for now. Okay, next up we have Dead Med by Frida McFadden. This one I actually really like. This is one of my favorite books by Frida McFadden, I would say. It's one of the higher ranked books for me. It's not my favorite book by her, but I did enjoy this one a lot. There's a lot of trigger warnings for this one though, so just know that. I'm gonna say Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope though, just because I don't think that it should be up. Well, I don't know. This one I have to sit on. This one I might end up bringing in the Dancing Lobsters. We'll see. We'll see. Speaking of Frida, we also have Brain Damage by Frida. This one is Forbidden Fruit. Could be a hit or a miss for whoever ends up picking it up. I would not personally recommend it to you guys, but I feel like a very specific person who's interested in brain damage and that niche of medicine, then you might like this book. I just felt like it was really predictable, and I wouldn't, definitely not one of Frida's best books, so I would put it there. Then we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This one is Bringing the Dancing Lobsters. Definitely a fantastic book, definitely worth all of the hype that it's getting right now. I love this. This book made me shed a tear at the end. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting that, and definitely a good read, definitely one of my favorites of last year. So then we have Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This one, I don't think that I've talked about this book yet. I know that this book is very popular. There's a movie or show for it or whatever. Okay, hear me out. Get ready for the hot take. No, I'm just kidding. This book is really good. I totally understand why it's getting hype right now, and I totally also understand why people rate it highly in that way, and why people also recommend it to people who have never read science fiction before. But as someone who was a science fiction vet back in the day, that was literally one of my favorite genres when I first was like reading way back then, back in the day, okay? I feel like me back then would love this book because it definitely is a good entry-level book into the genre of science fiction, but because I've read a lot of science fiction, this one's gonna go on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope, honestly. I did not hate this book. I think that this book is good. The first half had me in a chokehold. The second half felt a little bit chaotic. It just reminded me a lot of The Truman Show, honestly, and it also reminded me a lot of Squid Games and of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, so it kind of lacked originality in that. Like, it just felt like a very basic science fiction book. So, Tiptoeing on a Tightrope.
Good morning!
Morning! Good morning!
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Alchemized. Pretty sure I levitated. Yep, pretty sure that one's definitely going to the top tier. This was my favorite audiobook that I read of 2025, and I actually ended up buying the physical copy as well because I wanted it on my shelf, and I probably will reread it in the future because it's definitely a great book. Very dark. Like, this is a very dark book. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. If you like the cookie cutter, happy-go-lucky books, this one's not going to be for you, but this was definitely my favorite audiobook and one of my top reads of last year. So yeah, pretty sure I levitate with that one. Yeah. Despite the topics that are discussed, pretty sure I was flying to the moon. Okay, then we have Open Wide, which is by Jessica Gross, I believe. I think I have it on my shelf. Yes, it's Jessica. Yes, it's by Jessica Gross. This was my November pick for my book club. This is a litfic horror, and hey, I was entertained. I really like this book. The only reason why it's not going on to successfully made it across the tightrope is because of the ending. The ending ruined the book for me. Okay, why did we end the book like that? I'm gonna put it on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. Would not recommend it to everyone, but it was fun and it was entertaining. I had no idea what was going on. It was definitely weird as shit, okay? If you don't like that weird girl niche litfic horror-y type of vibe, which is very niche, I wouldn't recommend it because you probably would think that I was weird if I did, but it was good. It was fine. It was entertaining. Then we have Death Valley by Melissa Broder, which also was a book club pick. I'm honestly gonna put it, no, we're gonna put it in Forbidden Fruit. This book was also really weird. It was pretty much this girl just like tripping hardcore. Literally, I think that this book would be Tiptoeing on a Tightrope if it weren't for the cringy, immature humor that was in here. That completely ruined the book for me. Definitely a weird girl book, though. Okay, then we have Ready Player 1 and 2. These are out of order, but Ready Player 1, I would say, successfully made it across the tightrope. I enjoyed this one. This is a banned book, very popular banned book. It's also, is it a TV show or a movie? I don't know. There's an adaptation for it. I have not watched it, but definitely like an OG science fiction. This is a YA science fiction book, but it touches on a lot of important stuff, which is why I would put it up here. Then we have Ready Player 2, which I would say Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. Why? Because this book was just as good as Ready Player 1, but that's because it was quite literally the same exact book as Ready Player 1. There wasn't much that changed. It was literally the same exact book. So therefore people might not like this book. I still enjoyed it. I rated it a 4-star just like I did with Ready Player 1, but since it was lacking originality, it's going to Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. Okay, then we have Dinner for Vampires. This one is also going to be successfully made it across the tightrope. Because, actually, okay, this one was good. Should I put it in Bringing the Dancing Lobsters? I don't know. I can't decide. We're gonna do Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope because I think that I had different expectations for it. I don't think it was a bad book, but I don't think that it lived up to what I thought in my mind of what it was gonna be. So yeah, we're gonna leave it there. The X, it ain't clocking. Yeah, I did not like this book. It's a Frida McFadden book. Definitely not one of her strongest suits, okay? So it ain't clocking. No. East of Eden. Next up on deck, East of Eden. Yeah. Pretty sure I Levitated. We're putting that in the #1 spot, baby. Because, hey, if you've never read this book ever in your life, you need to immediately go to the bookstore right now or go on Amazon. Literally get your cute little butt out of your house. Go pick this book up immediately and put it onto your next up on your TBR because this book is fantastic. I want to make a video of me going over all of the books that I loved in 2025. So stay tuned for that because this is my favorite book of all time. Spoiler. Yes, my soul. This is my favorite book from 2025 and I loved this book with my heart and soul. It's my new favorite book of all time. It literally took over Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is insane. I've been riding the Perks of Being a Wallflower wave since literally 2011 or 12 or whenever I read that book. So that's how you know it's a good book. Yes, would definitely recommend this one. Pretty sure I Levitated, for sure. Pretty sure I Levitated all the way to the gates of heaven, okay? The Golden Gates. The Golden Gates welcomed me with warm arms, ironically because it's the East of Eden. But yes, loved this book entirely with my whole heart, soul, everything. Everything that I could ever possibly love in a book is in this book. Definitely recommend. Next up we have Do Not Disturb, which is by Frida McFadden as well. How many more books do we have, girl? Okay. We're like halfway through, I think. I don't know. This one is going to be Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope because this is a good one by her, but it's a very mid book for me. A lot of people rate this 4 stars. I think I rated it 3 stars though. I don't know. It's one of her good ones, but I don't think that it's like deserving to be in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. Then we have The Tenant by Frida McFadden. There's a lot of Frida in here. For those who haven't seen my other videos, I read a lot of her books because I was trying to make it through her entire backlist. I still am, but I've read so many of her books by now that I need to take a break from reading her. But The Tenant is one of my favorite ones. That one's funny. This one actually should be in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. I don't know what she put in this book. Sure, it was cliche and predictable towards the end, but it was funny. Like, I was literally laughing out loud. We're gonna put it in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. Okay, then we have the rest of the Emily Wilde series. I read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies last year, and that was one of my favorite books of last year. Or sorry, we're in 2026. I meant in 2024, I read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is the first book in the series, and I really liked that book. It was one of my favorite reads at the time. Map of the Otherlands is the second book in the series. I'm gonna say Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope because I really did enjoy it, but the first one was better. And then the third one, sorry, Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. I don't know why I didn't like this one. I don't know, the third one was just kind of repetitive, if I remember correctly. I remember liking the second one. I don't really remember much about the third one, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I remember one thing that specifically happens, but other than that, I think that it was really repetitive of the other ones that it mushes into the second book for me. So we're going to put it on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope because it was still good. I would recommend it. There you go. Okay, then we have the third book in the Magnolia Parks universe series. I would not recommend this series. I'm going to put it in Clock and Skeeter. I just don't like this book. Not really a fan of the author. I know that this author's on blast right now. I honestly don't know what for. I think that she's causing chaos in one way or another on the internet. I think that she's just really messing up by just continuously blabbing her mouth about something that she shouldn't be. And whatever. I'm not really too in on what's going on there. I just know that I'm not a fan of this series, so it ain't clocking, Skeeter. It ain't clocking now. It's not gonna be clocking in the future. I literally DNF'd the 4th book this year because I could not. I do not understand the hype with the series whatsoever. It's a very toxic series, and I do not like this book. Also, another unpopular opinion, My Friends by Frederick Bachman, it ain't clocking, Skeeter. Well, we're actually gonna be nice. We're actually gonna keep it in Forbidden Fruit because I'm not gonna be too mean. I think that this book does have a lot of great takeaways. I just don't think that it's worth nearly as much hype that it's getting. And I also did not like the humor in here. Frederick Bachman's just a hit or a miss for me. Sometimes his characters simply just pissed me off because of how stupid they are. Not to sound entitled or whatever. They're just very utterly dumb, and it infuriates me because there's a lot of miscommunication in it. Also, there was a lot of immature humor in here that was like farting and pooping references, very similar to how Death Valley was, and I just don't think that's funny. It ruined the book for me entirely, so it's gonna be in Forbidden Fruit. Then we have Mother Thing by Ainsley Hogarth. This was Bringing in the Dancing Lobsters for sure. I loved this one so much. This is one of my favorite book club picks. Definitely one of my favorite reads of last year as well. And it was just really fun. The ending was crazy. It's a lit-fic horror book. That's kind of how my book club's running lately. Just so for those who haven't joined yet, what are you doing? But also the people who just don't know that, I'm reading a lot of weird girl lit-fic books / horror books, and I love it. That's like one of my favorite new genres now. And Mother Thing is definitely a fun, crazy wild ride. I would definitely recommend that book. Bring in the Dancing Lobsters for sure. Okay, then we have Frankenstein. I need to get a drink. Hold on. I'm gonna get some Mountain Dew. Okay, next up we have Frankenstein. I loved this book in high school. I don't know what happened here. I'm gonna put successfully made it across the tightrope. No, I'm gonna say tiptoeing on the tightrope, girl. I don't know why. This book did not meet the expectations that I remember having. Like, I remember loving this book when I had to read it in school, but I think I need to reread it to like know where it actually stands. But for right now, it's gonna be tiptoeing on a tightrope because I don't know how to feel about it. Definitely has good takeaways and definitely a staple classic that everyone should read at least once in their life. But for now, it's gonna be on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. Sorry. Please do not come for me if that is one of your favorite classics. I promise you I loved it in high school. I don't know why as a grown adult. I don't know what happened, but okay, then we have Margot's Got Money Troubles by Ruthie Thorpe. This book was actually the very last book that I read of 2025. It's also getting an adaptation next year or this year. It's 2026 already. It's getting an adaptation, I think in like April, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But the book itself, I'm gonna say successfully made it across the tightrope because I enjoyed it. It's a lit fic book though, and this was also one of my book club's pick. This might be a hot take to say because the adaptation hasn't even come out. I just think that the adaptation might be better than the book, and that is a very rare occurrence for me to say that. But yeah, we'll see though. I did enjoy it, and it obviously, if you pick it up, you probably will like it. It's very slow because it's a lit fic. So just know that. Okay, then we have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I roasted this book. I understand the hype with this one completely, and it was a fun read and it was entertaining. I'm gonna say Tiptoeing on a Tightrope because it was entertaining and I do understand the hype. I just think that there were a lot of toxic things in here and I didn't like how I knew that Abby Jimenez was manipulating the reader. If you didn't know that that's what she was doing while you were reading the book, that's what she was doing while you were reading the book. So yeah, if you pick it up, honestly, you're probably gonna love it. I'm just not putting it in successfully made it across the tightrope because I personally, I don't know. It's not going up there. Yeah, it's not going up there. I honestly feel like I'm going to rearrange all of these probably towards the end here, but whatever. I just couldn't overlook the toxicity of this book, so that's why it's going on the Tiptoeing on a Tightrope for me personally. Okay, next up we have My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. I actually thought that I was going to love this book. I thought that it was going to be my favorite book of 2025 because I feel like everyone swears by this book. I do not understand the hype. However, I will say that over time, I now have started to appreciate this book more and I think about it often, but I still think that it's a forbidden fruit for me because I don't think that it's worth nearly as much hype that it's getting. I also know that it's a quartet and maybe if I read the entire quartet, that opinion might change. But for now, I did not like it when I read it. No, I take that back. I liked it. I just thought that it was kind of toxic. Not kind of. There was a lot of toxicity in this book. And I know that that's the point, but like, I don't know. Oh no. Forbidden fruit. Okay, then we have Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. This is It Ain't Clockin'. I did not like this book whatsoever. I just don't think that I was the correct audience for this book. This was also one of my book club's pick and I almost entirely DNF'd it, but it ended up being available for me on Libby when I went to go DNF it, so I ended up finishing it via audiobook, otherwise I entirely would have DNF'd this book. I had so much expectation for it. I thought it was gonna be funny. It's not funny. It's very depressing, just so you know, if you end up picking it up. But yeah, it ain't clocking. It ain't clocking, skeet skeet. Okay, then we have Loud by Drew Afualo, who is a TikToker who roasts men on the internet for fun. Misogynistic men on the internet, might I add. I only read this book because it was recommended to me by one of my friends who really enjoyed it, so maybe I just wasn't the correct audience for this, but I also have read a lot of celebrity memoirs, and this just felt like a diary entry. And like not in a good, like it just felt like she just felt guilty about something and she had to like own up to her homophobia at one point or what. I don't know. It was just no. I also just don't prefer her TikToks, so I think that I'm biased in that way. I don't think that it's terrible, but I can't decide if it should be in Forbidden Fruit or if it should be in Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. Where do we want it? Okay, we're gonna put it in Forbidden Fruit. We're gonna put it in Forbidden Fruit because I wouldn't really recommend this book to people, honestly. Sorry. Okay, then we have Passion Project by London Sperry. This is Bring in the Dancing Lobsters for sure. This one was really fun. I think that it touched on a lot of realistic things that people encounter in their 20s, and I really liked that. Yeah, I actually listened to this via audiobook, and then I ended up buying it because I wanted it for reference in the future and in case I wanted to reread it. Again, it's a really good summer book, so I definitely do recommend that one. Then we have Penance by Eliza Clark. This is Pretty Sure I Well, did I levitate? Yes, I love this book. This book, that might be an extremely hot take. I don't know. I feel like this book, you would either love it or hate it. I really, really like this book. It was one of my favorite reads of 2025, so I cannot put it any lower than what it is right now because it's so good. It's so good. This was my July book club pick, and this was the very first, like, lit-fic horror-y type of book. I mean, technically it's a true crime book, but it was the first, like, lit-fic horror that I dabbled with, and it made me literally spiral into that entire genre. So, pretty sure I levitated with that one, even though there's very triggering and concerning topics that are in here. Yeah, I really liked it. So, pretty sure I levitated. One of my favorite reads for sure. Definitely recommend it, but just know that it's going to be hit or miss for you. I don't care though, because I liked it. Okay, then we have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I'm gonna say... Where do I want to put this one? I don't know where to put this one. I feel like this should be Tiptoeing on a Tightrope, honestly. I only, like, vaguely remember some things about this book, and it was super, yes. Yeah, okay. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, it was really good. It's kind of a forgettable book, but then when you sit back and think about it, I'm like, wait, no, I actually thought that this was really entertaining. I'm gonna put it as Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Oh my god, I don't know. No. I'm gonna put this on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. I feel like it could be a hit or a miss, honestly. I thought it was really interesting. And I liked it because it's a book about a podcast and I was listening to it. Hello? Why am I using my phone? It's a book about a podcast, so when I was listening to it via audiobook, it literally just felt like I was listening to a true crime podcast, which I really liked. I don't know if I would have felt that way if I was reading the book. I really liked the audiobook though. I kind of forgot about this book, low-key. Yeah, Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. Well, no. We're gonna... Oh, definitely not bring in the... Okay. We're gonna put it on Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope, because I actually really like that one, I think. Even though it's a little toxic. It's a little bit toxic. Yeah. No. No, we're putting on... Bro. We're putting it on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. I don't really have a justification for that. Other than that, I don't know if it should be up. Some of these books I'm really not vibing with up here. We're gonna bring Good Girl, Bad Blood down here, and we're also gonna bring Ready Player One down here. Okay, then we're gonna bring None of This Is True up there. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. Do Not Disturb, though. Do Not Disturb is gonna go on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. I think that that's a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Sorry I keep moving it. It's probably annoying and, like, rage baiting you guys. But next up we have One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. Listen, I love Carly. I've read her entire backlist so far, and I'm excited for her new release in May. She's a solid, like, summertime book recommendation person. She's like an auto-buy author for me for just like really quick and easy romance summertime reads. One Golden Summer is a spin-off of her original book, which I really liked, which is Every Summer After. This one I was eating up until the end. I feel like the end really just spiraled in a very it just felt like she was trying to rush to get the book done, and there was a lot of grammar issues in this as well, which was weird because there's so many people that go through and check to make sure that the book is good. I'm still gonna put it on Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope, but I don't think that I would bring in the Dancing Lobsters for this one. Hot take, because it felt rushed towards the end there. But yes, I think that you'll enjoy it, especially if you read it in the summer. It's like a perfect summer read. Then we have Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. This one, I don't know if it should be in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters or Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope, honestly. We're gonna put it in Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope because I think that it was really cute and cozy, and it's a good read for September and October vibes. It weirdly took me a really long time to read, and I think that it's because I was in between reading so many different books that I kept having to stop reading this to get to other books because I had different obligations. Honestly, I literally think it took me like 3 months to get through this book. I feel like if you picked it up, you'll probably enjoy it, but some people might think that it's dragged out. Yeah, but it's very cute takeaways. Okay, I actually might move this to Bring in the Dancing Lobsters the more that I look at it, because I really did like it, and it definitely was a very much a cozy fantasy, and I love TJ Klune's writing. TJ Klune is the one who wrote The House in the Cerulean Sea, for those who don't know. So very, very much a staple author for me and I want to read his entire backlist eventually, I would recommend this one. Just know that it might feel dragged out to some people. I liked it though. Know that there's trigger warnings for that one. Okay, then we have The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. This is also going to be in Bringing the Dancing Lobsters. It wasn't a, well, did I levitate though? No, I didn't. That's so dramatic. This book, I don't know what she put in this book, but I was invested. I was eating it up. This one, the plot twist just kept coming. I don't know what she put in there, but definitely one of my favorite reads from her. And I think that I rated it 5 stars, which is crazy, which means that I wouldn't change anything about it. So Bring in the Dancing Lobsters, low-key, I kind of want to put it in Pretty Sure I Levitated because of how much fun I had reading it, but we're not going to do that because it does not, I don't think that it deserves to be up near the top with all of the other books, honestly. Speaking of Frida, again, we have Ward D by Frida, which is a medical thriller, and I really like this one as well. Definitely Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. This one was funny. I remember listening to this via audiobook and I was outside weeding, and I was cracking up because of some of the stuff that was being told. It was funny, it was entertaining. It honestly kind of brought me back to being in college in a weird way, too. This is one of my favorite reads by Frida, I would say, so Bring in the Dancing Lobsters for that one, for sure. For show. All right, we have Promise Me Sunshine. I'm just like going at it right now. I've been talking for a really long time. I feel like I'm talking really fast too because I'm trying to get through all of these, but whatever. We have Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Stone. This one is Forbidden Fruit. I didn't like this book. Just very much wasn't for me. I don't get, well, is it not Clock and Skeeter? Oh, we're gonna keep it in It Ain't Clock and Skeeter because I really didn't like that book. Yeah, sorry. No comment on that one, but that book just wasn't for me. Yeah. The Housemaid Secret, I kind of want to put it in It Ain't Clock and Skeeter as well, but I'm actually gonna put it in Forbidden Fruit because I think that no, did I like this book? I don't know. That one was like I need to like adjust. My butt is literally numb right now. I need to like adjust myself real quick. Actually, is that not Clock and Skeeter? I think I'm feeling ruthless right now. I did not like the first half of this book. The second half was good. We'll do Forbidden Fruit. I don't know, I keep staring at it though, and I really just don't know if I like it up there. It was written, no offense, Frida girl, it just kind of felt like it was written by like someone in elementary school, and I think I was making excuses for the way that she was writing in it when I first read it, and now I'm just thinking about it, and I'm like, no, she was just repetitively saying the same thing in a different font, and I noticed it, and I couldn't overlook it, and it was annoying me. Also, there was a really, really out-of-pocket essay part that literally had no reason to be in this book whatsoever. Yeah, we're gonna put it in It Ain't Clockin'. Sorry. I really liked the second half of the book, but I have weird beef with this book. I don't know why. Then we have Project Hail Mary, Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. This one was fun. This one was good. Sorry, that needs to be in order. Yeah, this one made me cry. I was crying. It's definitely worth the hype. I'm so excited for the movie. I feel like the movie's gonna be really good. I'm really intrigued to see how they portray a specific character. Like, I wonder how that's going to come off within the movie. But yeah, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's definitely a fun, cute read. I think that the people who have read it probably know who I'm talking about, but I also felt like a giant nerd when I was reading it, but it was in the best way possible, so definitely recommend it. Okay, another staple book was The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This is a Gothic classic, for those who don't know that. Crazy wild book. Crazy wild turn of events. I loved this book so much. It was so fun to read. Obviously, it's a classic, but it's definitely worth, if you hear someone talking about it, they're talking about it for a reason. This book is really crazy and really fun. Like, my jaw was literally on the floor with that book. And I definitely want to read a lot of Oscar Wilde's work because of that book. Yeah, masterful. Next up, we have The Coworker by Frida McFadden. I feel like I just keep on talking about Frida, but again, it's because I've been reading her entire backlist. The Coworker, I would say, I actually like this one. I just don't know if it should be in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters, though. I think that I would put it in Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope because I've heard mixed reviews about this one, and I don't know if everyone would think that it's entertaining. I enjoyed it myself, though, but I don't think that it deserves to be next to all the other ones. Okay, then we have The Devil Wears Scrubs. Should we just go through all of the Frida books that I have left so I can stop saying Frida? I feel like this whole video, I feel like I've said her name so many times. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We have The Devil Wears Scrubs, which you don't need to read this one. I'm gonna put it in Forbidden Fruit. I enjoyed it. You don't need to read that. You can skip it for sure. There's also The Housemaid Wedding. It Ain't Clockin'. this was a money grab, would not recommend it. The Wife Upstairs, also it ain't clockin'. I'm putting it down there because it definitely felt very unoriginal and very much so, it's quite literally a copy and paste of Pretty Girls meets Verity by Colin Hoover. No, I'm gonna put this in Forbidden Fruit. Actually. Wait, why the hell am I putting this up there? Should it be in It Ain't Clockin'? No. This really felt like it was strictly pulled from, I can't say what I want to say because I don't want to get sued, but it definitely felt like a little bit. This book came out after both of those books. So yeah, I'm not accusing Frida of anything. Just for that reason, it's going down there. Yeah. Actually, we're gonna do it in It Ain't Clockin' because that ain't cool. That ain't cool. I do not condone that. So it's going in It Ain't Clockin'. Sorry, girl. Okay, The Crash I'm gonna put in Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope because I liked this one, but I could also see people not liking this one. There's really not really much reason for that. I think that it was good. I just don't think that it doesn't deserve to be next to Word D and The Boyfriend, honestly, in my opinion. Then we have The Intruder by Frida. This one, I'm gonna say Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. I think that this book was very cliche and very cookie cutter. It honestly kind of reminded me of It Ends With Us by Colin Hoover mixed with The Housemaid #1 by Frida McFadden, which felt a little bit unoriginal, but it was a really good book to listen to while you're doing a puzzle, which is a very specific thing for me to say, but that's because I was doing a puzzle while I was reading it, and I had that exact thought while I was doing it. I was like, wow, this is a good book for a puzzle. You can multitask while you're listening to it, so yeah. And then I think there's one more, Frida. Okay, then we have the last book of the Housemaids series, Housemaid is Watching. I'm gonna say Tiptoeing on a Tightrope as well. I think that this book was good, but I think that it was very, very predictable and very cliche, honestly, and the plot twist was easy to spot, but it's my second favorite of the entire Housemaid trilogy, I would say. Now that we got Frida out of the way, let's go with The Hotel Nantucket. Is it bothering you guys that you can't see everything? Should I be wow, I cannot speak. Zooming out. There you go. Sorry. That was probably annoying for you guys to see the entire time. It was just not showing you the full picture of everything. The Hotel Nantucket, I would put in Forbidden Fruit. I did not like this book. Would not recommend this book. I think that this book there's no reason for this book to be hyped up on the internet. This is about a lot of brown nosers with a hidden agenda who have no hobbies and all they like to do is just talk crap about people in their hometown, and it rage baited me a little bit. So yeah, would not recommend it. Did not like it. I think it's a toxic book. Oh wait, I have both of the R.F. Kuang books right here. Oh shit. Babel? Yes, I do like this book. I would say bring in The Dancing Lobsters. It's not Pretty Sure I Levitated for me because it was for a really long time. I think that it was a little bit too drawn out though, in my personal opinion. I definitely understand the hype though, and it definitely touches on extremely important topics, so I would recommend that everyone reads this. Actually, this also might be a hot take. I do not think that this book is going to be a book for everyone because it's a very long, dark academia, and it's very drawn out, and I think that I can understand why people don't like this book, honestly. And I think that it's kind of crazy that people are like attacking somebody for not liking this book. We could have cut at least like 100, maybe 200. No, I'd say like 100, 150 pages, and it would have been an even more powerful book than it already is. It's in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. We like it. I would recommend it. And you know that I love banned books, and this definitely, I'm sure, will be a banned book if it's not already. It's a very niche book. Like, let's be so honest. It's not going to be a book for everybody. It's just not. But I liked it. Next up, we have Catabasis. I don't even want to talk about this one. It ain't Clock and Skeeter. No. I'm pissed off about this one. You guys didn't even get to hear my freaking review about it because it got deleted. Oh, y'all. This was my highly anticipated read for 2025. I don't even want to bring light to it. I don't want to crap on Rebecca, R.F. Kuang, but what are we doing with that? There's a lot of farting, pooping, anus references there. Just really weird. Just a very strange, weird book. Not at all what I thought that it was going to be about, and I thought that it was quite literally very boring. Yes. So, also I think that I ended up buying, I don't know if every book is the large print. I think that I ended up buying the large print version on accident when I bought it, but whatever. Girl, first of all, I need to get more chapstick. Hold on. Let me get some chapstick. Some little lip gloss. A go-to. My lips were getting crusty, bro. But yeah, Catabasis, don't really want to talk much about it. It was not at all what I thought that it was going to be. The synopsis sounded like it was going to be so good. I literally booked it to Barnes after work the day that this came out because I was so excited for it. Biggest letdown of the year. I don't even want to talk about it, girl. That being said, on a positive note, we have Perfume and Pain by Anna Dorn. This is pretty sure I levitated. This is a very niche pick. Like, honestly, did I levitate? No, I just thought that it was funny and entertaining, and it was very much me in a book. Not me now, but old me in a book. It literally felt like it was my diary, and it was one of my favorite books of last year. So, yeah, not gonna be a book for everybody. If you like Lana Del Rey and Marilyn Monroe, then you'll probably like this book, but if not, then don't pick it up because you're probably gonna not like it. But I would recommend it. I really liked it. Okay, then we have The Legacy by Elle Kennedy. This one... Forbidden Fruit. It was entertaining. Did we need it though? No. It was definitely a money grab. But I really do like the series. This is the last book in that series by Elle Kennedy. It's very nostalgic for me because I read it freshly out of college and it was reminding me and making me reminisce a lot about being in college, and just like, it was really fun and cute in that way, and I was super surprised by how much I liked it. The only reason that this book is a part of the series is because it will allow for a spin-off in the future, which we now have. I will say I am really excited for the adaptation though, which is coming this year, so looking forward to that. I don't know if there's a date yet, but it'll be out, and I think that it's gonna be very hyped on the internet. I feel like I'm talking about this one for a long time. Okay, then we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I feel like I'm gonna get absolutely boom roasted for this one, but I'm gonna be nice. We're gonna put it in Forbidden Fruit. I want to put it in It Ain't Clock and Skeeter because I think that this book is very bland and very boring, and I do not remember a majority of this entire book. It's also extremely long. I don't know if this book just wasn't for me. This book is very hyped up on the internet. I just don't think that it's worth the hype, and I didn't really like this book. Sorry. Then we have The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. This is gonna be Bringing the Dancing Lobsters. We're gonna do we're gonna do Bringing the Dancing Lobsters because we love Mariana Zapata, okay, and this book was really good. It was kind of toxic, though. Oh, should it go in No, we're gonna put it in Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. What am I saying? This book is really good. Mariana Zapata is great, so definitely recommend her books. Wait, I liked All Roads Lead Here, though, more than Wall of Winnipeg, honestly, kind of. Did I? Okay, All Roads Lead to Here need to be up top, then. No, put that back down. Girl, I'm so indecisive. I honestly don't know where to put The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. Should I put it on Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope? Because All Roads Lead Here are there. I feel like I'm just messing this one up. This one was just kind of toxic. I feel like All Roads Lead to Here was less toxic than this one, but this one's like a staple. We're doing Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. What am I saying? Yeah. Also, I feel like All Roads Lead Here need to be in there. What am I saying? Yeah. Those ones are like staple good slow burn romances if you're looking for that. Why did I want to disrespect Mariana Zapata like that? What am I saying? I want to read her entire backlist, so I don't know why I was thinking to put it lower than that. That's crazy. We're putting it back where it rightfully deserves to be. Okay, then we have The Stranger by Albert Camus or Camus. I've heard someone say Camus recently. And this one, I feel like we're gonna do Forbidden Fruit. Or should it be Tiptoeing on a Tightrope? No, that's crazy. We're doing Forbidden Fruit because I didn't really like this one. I think that it was just, this one's just very like creepy. This one is very creepy. It's a very, the main character is a sociopath, okay? And he is very much so a sociopath that it's very disturbing to read. And that's the point of the book, but yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it. It's very easy to read, and I feel like a lot of people, like, it's a classic that a lot of people have read probably by now, but I don't know. We're gonna do Forbidden Fruit. Next, we have No Place Left to Hide. This one's gonna be Successfully Made It Across the Tightrope. I liked this one. I thought it was really entertaining. It's a YA thriller. It's about girls in high school being petty, and so I think that I read it in one sitting, so it was good, but it's not like a die-hard read for me, but you'll probably have a good time reading it if you pick it up. Then we have Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I feel like we need to come back to that. We're gonna tease you guys a little bit. We're gonna come back to that. Wuthering Heights. I wish that you guys could have seen my November and December reading wrap-up and me trying to explain this book to you guys, because this book humbled me. I still am unsure if I understand the book entirely, because this book is not a romance in my eyes. It was a very much a familial longing, and I feel like, especially with the movie coming out now, I don't know where they got the romance aspect to it, in my opinion, but Yeah, this is a gothic classic for those who don't know. I'm excited for the movie. I do think that it's kind of unfortunate that they chose a white person to represent Heathcliff, because in the book, Heathcliff is not white. I don't know why they did that. That's kind of annoying. That's honestly unfortunate. But, am I gonna do Forbidden Fruit? No. I'm gonna do Tiptoeing on a Tightrope. No, that's crazy. It ain't clocking. No. Oh, dude, I'm so indecisive. Should it be It Ain't Clockin'? I don't know. I read this in one day, though. I don't know where to put this one. I feel like I should know where to put this. Tiptoeing on a Tightrope is crazy. Definitely not higher than that. Forbidden Fruit, maybe, but I also feel like it should be an It Ain't Clockin'. Solely because I did not know what was going on in this book, and it took me forever to realize that Thrushcross Grange, or whatever the fuck it's called. It took me forever to realize that the homes that are referenced in this book are two different homes. I think I need to reread it to like actually have a good standing on the book. I just was very confused when I was reading it, and for that reason, I'm putting it in Forbidden Fruit, and that's a hot take because that's also a classic. I feel like that's very disrespectful to put it down there, but whatever. Then we have Ruthless Vows. I'm also gonna put this in Forbidden Fruit. He just like roasting these books right now. This one let me down. I was expecting way more with this book. It just felt kind of dull and boring. I feel like there wasn't that much that was going on in here, and I really wanted more from a specific character, and I feel like we didn't really get that in this book. So it's gonna be in Forbidden Fruit. Wait, should it be in Tiptoeing? No. Yeah, we're gonna do Forbidden Fruit. Okay, then we have, is it pissing you guys off that I'm just skipping Throne of Glass? We're just gonna wait to get to it. But The Nightingale, I'm gonna say successfully made it across. No, yeah, successfully made it across. I think that this is a very staple, good book. I totally understand the hype with it, but I also have read a lot of World War II books, and I think that there's books out there that do what Kristen Hanna's trying to do in there a lot better, but it is a good book, and I think that you would enjoy it if you picked it up. I also feel like I should move Dead Med. I'm gonna move Dead Med up because I really like that one. Wait, also, I feel like I just keep on looking at these and I'm like, wait, I feel like these should go up. I feel like Silver Flames should be up there. Yeah, we're gonna put Silver Flames up there too. Sorry. Okay, then we have The Love Hypothesis. This is Forbidden Fruit. Yeah, this book had me locked and loaded for like the first 50 pages, and then it just was straight up complete smut. And it was very cringy. Also, the whole plot was just strange because it's about this girl's best friend pining for her ex-boyfriend, and then like in order to prove that she's over her ex-boyfriend so then her friend can get with her ex-boyfriend, she ends up going and kissing this dude who's her professor, and then whatever. Like, that's just a very weird plot line. I'm putting it in Forbidden Fruit because it was just pretty much literally like at least like 90 pages straight of smut, and there was really no plot. And it was really cringy, weird smut, and I was thinking about Allie Hazelwood literally sitting at a desk writing out the smut, and it was cringing me out. So yeah, Forbidden Fruit. I probably will watch the adaptation for it though, I'm gonna be honest, but maybe not. I don't know, who knows. Okay, let's stop skipping Throne of Glass. Where should we put it? I was skipping it because I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna say successfully made it across the tightrope. I don't know. It was obviously, this is the very first book. I have not read Assassin's Blade. I actually started with Throne of Glass, so this was my very first book of the series. For those who don't know, you can either start with Throne of Glass or you can start with Assassin's Blade. I'm actually about to start Assassin's Blade, ironically, but this one, I feel like it was good, it was entertaining, but I also just feel like based off of this book and how much hype this series gets, I'm more so doing what I did with ACOTAR while I'm waiting for the hype to actually start. And I think that the end of the second book, spoiler because I just finished the second book, the end of the second book I think was the entrance to the hype of the series, honestly. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be there. Okay, then we have The Will of the Many. I honestly, like, when I first read it, I was kind of annoyed because it reminded me a lot of Harry Potter, that I thought that it was kind of unoriginal, but as time has gone on, I think that it's a really good book, and I'm excited to read the rest of the series. I actually have the second book. I still have yet to read it, but it came out at the end of last year, and then the third book, I don't know if it's coming out this year or if it's coming out next year in 2027, but I'm really excited to read the second book, and I'm waiting until March because that's when I read the first book, so I'm gonna wait to read it, but I'm excited. So this one's gonna be Bring in the Dancing Lobsters because it's definitely worth the hype in my opinion. Very much dark academia meets the Roman Empire, Roman elite meets Harry Potter type of vibe. Very much dude vibes, but I enjoyed it. Then we have The Secret Society of Irregular Witches. It ain't clocking. We don't need to talk about that one. I did not like that one. I thought that that was really weird. I think that it's weird that there's smut in a book that talks about orphaned children and orphaned youth. Very weird vibe. Don't mix those plots. Don't mix those topics. Just strange. Yeah, I don't like that book. Okay, then we have Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This is gonna be Bringing the Dancing Lobsters. I totally understand the hype with this one. I kind of forgot that I read this one though, I'm gonna be so honest. So should it be Successfully Made It Across it? I don't know. This one was also a 5-star read for the longest time, and then it felt very dragged out again and kind of repetitive. There's trigger warnings for this, so know that, but yeah, I'm gonna say Bringing the Dancing Lobsters just because I put Babel up there as well, and it was a 5-star originally. Yeah, it was a good book. I really want to reread it because I listened to it via audiobook. I don't know if I just said that or not, but we'll see. I think that I need to reread it to know where it stands, but I liked it when I listened to it, so yeah. Okay, then we have Dracula by Bram Stoker. Y'all know that this is a classic, or you should. I'm gonna put this on Forbidden Fruit. I am just roasting these classics down here. Should I go on Tiptoeing on a No. It's going in Forbidden Fruit. There is nothing that goes on in this book. I don't understand why this book is a classic. I think that the vibes of it was really good. I like the Victorian Gothic vibes, but Forbidden Fruit. I don't understand. Then we have Once Upon a Broken Heart. I honestly feel like I read this ages ago. It's kind of crazy that I read this. Was the first book that I think I read of 2025. I feel like I read this at least like 3 years ago by now, but it was really good. Bring in the Dancing Lobsters. For sure worth the hype. I actually have the rest of the series, and I bought the UK edition because it's so much prettier than the US edition, and I still have yet to read those. I want to read them soon, but we'll see. I've heard that the second book is actually the best book, which is crazy because the first book was so good. We'll see though, but yes, definitely Bring in the Dancing Lobsters with that one. I like that one a lot. The last book that we're leaving off on is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. This is an adult thriller. I'm actually gonna put this on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope, I think. No, Forbidden Fruit. No. She's a great writer though. Like, she's a good writer. Shoot. Do I do Tiptoeing on a Tightrope? I think that, yeah, I'm gonna put it, no. This whole time, I've just been, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. I'm actually gonna, yeah, we're gonna put it down. No. Okay. Shut up. We're gonna put it on Tiptoeing on a Tightrope because even though this book is absolutely horrific and graphic, and I did not like that aspect to it, it was very much so a thriller and very disturbing in that way. She's a great writer, and I do think that this book is crazy, and I think that if you like the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey, then you might like this book. I moved it. We're putting it in Forbidden Fruit because I just don't think... Well, it was good though. Oh, I feel like there needs to be a category in between Tiptoeing on a Tightrope and Forbidden Fruit, but we're not gonna. It's too late now. We're already done with the video. I'm gonna keep it in Tiptoeing on a Tightrope because I do think... No. Holy shit, Katie. We're gonna leave it in... Oh my god, I just went back and forth like 12 different times. We're gonna keep it in Tiptoeing on a Tightrope because I do think that it's a very creative book, and I do think that it's a very solid thriller. It's a very long... It's like 400 something pages though, which is kind of crazy for a thriller, but it was very much... I could understand why people like it. I just wouldn't really agree with recommending it because of the content that's in there, because it's disturbing. I feel like I just like talked really fast. That doesn't even look like a lot of books. Like, that's 82 books right there. That's kind of crazy. I feel like some of these should not be up here, girl. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna leave it. I don't even want to toy with it because I've been overthinking this entire freaking time. This is the final masterpiece of all of the books that I read in 2025. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this was fun for you guys to see. I'm sorry that I didn't end up posting my September and October as well as my November and December reading wrap-ups. Just know that I tried and I was planning on it, but I can't really do much now that it's all deleted. So sorry. I mean, technically I could refilm it and re-edit it all if I wanted to, but I don't really... We already did this. This is all you guys are gonna get. I'm sorry. I will make a video of me going over all of the books that I thoroughly enjoyed, just for more of a reference for you guys, so then I can actually go into depth about some of these, because some of these I haven't even talked about on my channel before, and I think that they deserve their moment, okay? But yeah, so just know that that's going to come. Honestly, it's a blessing in disguise because I feel like, especially in October, a lot of those books were some of my lowest ranked books, if you can even look. Okay, sorry, my dog wanted to come in. But yeah, honestly, it was kind of a blessing in disguise because I feel like a lot of those books ended up not being some of my favorite books of the year anyway. November and December, those were a lot of good books, and a lot of them are on my top tier of this list. So I definitely will be making a video of me going into depth about the good books that I read last year. But yeah, just know that that's coming. For now, that's all that I'm gonna leave you guys with. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you aren't already, be sure to follow me on Goodreads and Fable if you want to keep up with my 2026 reads, and also know that if Lit Girl Weird Fic If Litfic Weird Girl Horror is your vibe, be sure to join my book club because we have a couple of goodies that are stacked and locked and loaded for this year. And yeah, but for now, that's all that I'm gonna leave you with. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Au revoir. Bye. I need to eat food, bro. I literally have not eaten today. I had 2 cups of coffee and a Mountain Dew. That's not healthy.